Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alya Wulandari. I would like to do my reading report video for second language acquisition, topic 6. For the topic 6 is about the exposure in second language acquisition or SLA. So the learning focus that I would talk in this video to do the report the video too is what 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 six learning focus. So basically exposure in second language is mean that we input learner receive in the target language, either that is inside or outside the classroom, but it can be includes formal instruction like teacher or lecturer can input uh, the taste or the textbook, and it can be informal contact too, like we listening in the music in another language, okay, and also uh, playing video game maybe, and can be in the media that is use the another language, like use our second language. So I that is actually that is a 7 learning focus, but the first one is definition that I told before about the what is the exposure in SLA. So the next is in class exposure. So in class exposure is like this is formal instruction that the learner of the second language get in the classroom. And also that is usually told the teacher, lecture can be through textbooks and or structured activities. So it tends to us emphasize explicit knowledge, like we learn about the rules, and then we learn about the grammar, we learn about the vocabulary, and we maybe learn about the pronunciation. So it can be limited, but in both it can be quantity and also quality. Then out of class exposure, like I mentioned before, it can be like media, video play game, and also movies, maybe, and listening into song. Sorry, I forget what I mentioned about in class exposure. um the example it can be the example it can be like like me now as an English student department, and then I also use my language, and I have English course. All the my subject is English, and I follow the formal instruction to in the classroom, and I got the formal instruction too. So yeah, now I got in-class exposure too. Yeah, and then the second one is out of class exposure. So out of class exposure is like informal contact, like media. Maybe I watch the media from CNN, for example, but CNN in the they use English, for example, and then maybe listening to the English music, songs, and then playing games, and maybe I chat with my friend that is from another country, but we use English, for example. That is art example of the art of class exposure. So that is I read, and I think is provide more rich and more frequent than classroom, and it can be big support for us to implicate the learning to the real life use. And then a single exposure is just like we learn just one time, like a time, and that is we back the contact with the same linguistic from some close piece or time. It can be multiple exposure, strange notice, and then we reinforce the memory, and then we support long-term relationship of maybe like phones. And then the next is teacher-centered exposure. It's like how the teacher can control the input. So how they can teach the rules of the grammar, for example, and then the example of the material that they are give to the learner, and then the explanation how they are can put that, and that is can draw attention to firms but may not raise a currently the learner can engagement or retention. So I have personal experience about it, and I do that is during this time. So I have like maybe that is my side job I can say about it, but if not in the long term, like in my short term, uh, I teach the English for the children. It can be like basic English for them, like a general English for them. But I can't say that is general English because we start with the to be. We start with to be. It's not general English. I think that is the maybe English for dumb, dummies, dummy. Sorry, the wrong pronunciation. So I learned that as like 7 week. So I already teach them in the 7 week, and when I teach them, they are like, oh, they don't understand what this material for this week. So when I repeat the really basic material about the to be, they forget about it. So I think that is what my bad and my wrong to not to draw the attention to from. So my my uh, my draws of the attention or my forms the page is really wrong because how they are cannot understand or cannot remember the material about the really really basic to be. I know that is hard for them to learn a second language in the beginning. Oh, but it's really make me feel bad because I think how I can control and how my input to teach at the first it can be wrong, right? So me and my team, I and my, me and my team, it's like how we structure or we draws the how we can teach. So I hope that in the future the art can be more understand about how I can teach about it aspect. And then the learner center exposure, sorry. So learner center exposure is how the learner, like I or maybe my student that I said before, is how they are took the tasks and the activities, and it can be required for the learner's active participant. It can be like how they are solving problem or maybe project, how they are answer the question that the teacher gave. So it promotes how they are noticing and connects new input with learners' prior knowledge. So often leading the stronger outcomes than purely teacher-led instruction. So I already write in the simple things so I can understand more about it, about this about the learner center approach. It's like how the student is active. Maybe I can say that my student that I said before, for example, it some of them is active, but some of them is not active at all. So it's how the student do the work activities, and it can be how they are think for themselves like I should understand about this material. It can be like their brain is more active, right? And it really easy to notice the language and remember the longer. And then what the teachers and their expert, I go back to this material, like I think I should need like we should have the good explanation, clear explanation, but it out of our control, and maybe that my example I can say that it's out of my control because it can be passive too if they are not sorry, I say not active, but it's passive, sorry. Yeah, I think that's all for me about the exposure in SLA. So my salary is in class is about the school formal. Part of the class can be how we can listen to the music or maybe watch the movie. And in the single, it's like one time like we just maybe like for example, I just learned Korean language in my in lunchtime, so I forget what I cannot remember it what I learned before. Then the multipile is like how we can learn the language many times and always repeat it, and day by day our memory is very strong. And then the teacher center is how the teacher talks, how the teacher explain the material, and um, how can student can be active or passive. And then learner centered is how the learner is active and how the teacher is quiet. So yeah, I think that's all from my reading report. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.